Hey, today on History Hub we'll be discussing the difference between England, Britain and the United Kingdom so that you don't have to sweat next time someone mentions the UK, Brexit or anything else about the islands off the coast of France. So let's get into it. This is Earth, this is Europe, and these are the British Isles. A purely geographical term referring to Great Britain, Ireland and the thousands of tiny islands that surround them. Ireland on the left is divided into the Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland. Great Britain on the right comprises of England, Scotland and Wales. It is important to remember that Great Britain is not a country, but a landmass. It has been given the title Great because it is the largest island in the British Isles. Certainly not because the English still regard themselves as ever so slightly greater than their Irish cousins. And although it might be tempting to call everyone on this island British, that's not the best idea. Each country has its own nationality, and the three countries have not always gotten along. So let's move on to the most confusing two letters of this discussion, UK, which wouldn't be confusing at all if we just all called it by its full name, the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, and it is exactly that. The United Kingdom is a fully dependent sovereign state that consists of 4 nations, which each have their own legal systems, cultures and accents. And although each country has its own flag, these flags have also been combined to make the Union Jack, which represents the United Kingdom as a whole. All starting to make sense? Let's confuse you about things you didn't even know. The original Union flag, which was established in 1606, was an amalgam of the English and Scottish flag. Wales was not included as it was under the English monarch at the time. The Union Jack was then updated in 1801 to include Ireland. Southern Ireland then broke away from the UK in 1922, later declaring themselves as the Republic of Ireland. This has left Northern Ireland in a bit of an awkward place, whether it's the ISO only granting them the term province while acknowledging England, Wales and Scotland as countries, to the Northern Irish people themselves conflicted on whether to call themselves British, Irish, Northern Irish, or a hybrid of the three. Thanks guys. Moving on to this little colourless patch, we have the Isle of Man, which along with the bailiwicks of Jersey and Guernsey make up the 3 Crown dependencies. They are not part of the UK but are under the Crown and are indeed British citizens. These islands have a lot of autonomy but are not sovereign states and rely on the UK for defence. They have their own legislative body, but the UK can overrule their laws, of course. Now to understand the current state of affairs, we need to go back, way back, to 1945. When Britain was left devastated by World War II, and overseas territories seized their chance and began breaking away from the massive British Empire, initiating the process of decolonisation. In the place of former colonies, the Commonwealth of Nations was established. It is an economic association of 54 independent sovereign states, including the UK. And of course, it would not be associated with the British if it didn't include another flag. So let's add flag number 7 to the list. One step further is the 16 Commonwealth realms that acknowledge Queen Elizabeth II as their monarch and head of state, and these include countries like Australia, Canada and the Bahamas. Technically speaking, Australia is a constitutional monarchy under Queen Elizabeth of Australia. Moving on, there are 14 territories that have not yet made the leap to sovereign states. These remnants of the British Empire are classed as British Overseas Territories, and although they are self-governed, they are still linked to and dependent on the UK for military and economic assistance. So let's review. London is a city, not a country, not a continent, but a city. England is a country, but not a sovereign state. England, Wales and Scotland make Great Britain, and when combined with Northern Ireland, they make the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, better known as the UK, which is part of the European continent. I just want to give a huge thanks to Daniel Lepe Design for making this video possible. It is a freelance graphic design company that specializes in marketing and web and photo editing. Get in touch today at daniellepedesign.com, and who knows, maybe your company can be a big part of the European continent too. The link is in the description below.